You're about to listen to a podcast from the Firearms Radio Network. For more, visit firearmsradio.net.
Welcome to the Firearms Insider Gun and Gear Review Podcast, episode 579. This episode is brought to you by XS Sights, Walker Defense, VZ Grips, and Primary Arms. In this show, there's a high point review. Part of the reason I asked Dave to come on, but those other two losers decided not to show up. We discuss an X9, an EDC fixed blade, a newish 2245, and Sam. And you'll find out what Sam is later. As you may know, we showcase guns, gear, and anything else you might be interested in. We do our best to evaluate products from an unbiased and honest perspective. I'm Chad Wallace, and you're listening to the most dedicated firearm podcast around. With me tonight, we have Tony and Dave. And why? Well, because we do. And so, Walker Defense, you know, you might love them. We love them because, well, they give us stuff and they make awesome stuff. But they do provide shooters with the finest, most innovative, quality tactical accessories, firearm components around. They have their Nile grip panels and those Nero muzzle brakes. No details are ever left behind. Now, if Dave here was running a Nero muzzle brake, he probably wouldn't have had the problems with the suppressor he had earlier. But that's a different point. Only top quality materials are used in the manufacturing process. Together, all of this gives you some of the best firearm performance around. Everything they have to offer is proudly made in the USA. Walker Defense, where American ingenuity meets bleeding edge technology. Now, our Walker Defense product of the week this week is the Nero 556 muzzle brake. They are back in stock, so you can find yourself one. And if you use code INSIDER15, you will get 15% off everything over at walkerdr.com. And now, we're to if we did anything in firearms. Since Dave isn't always here and he's trying to talk to one of his children, Tony, what'd you do?
Be behind. Don't be.
With firearms, I did nothing with firearms. I was supposed to go. Do a shotgun shoot at this really nice place called Lehigh Valley Sporting Place. Lehigh Sporting Place.
Yeah, you've been there. You've been there before, right? Yeah.
So I had another obligation that I had to go to, and I didn't make it. So that was a bummer because that was going to be my adventure. So sadly, I didn't do that. Stripped down the Glock and cleaned it up and lubed it up, you know, because that's what you do every 6 months or so.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say 6 months.
6 months or so. Yeah. Sounds about right.
Once a year, whatever.
When you actually use it.
No, I've been using it. It's just I have to clean it.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah, every 6 months or so because you actually use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's legit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, legit. So we got a class coming up. We got a car class coming up where we're going to fight in the car, from the car. So it's going to be a handgun class, but what I'm trying to do is get Recover Tactical or one of the other companies to send one of those little conversions where you can convert the pistol to a PDW type thing, because I really want to see if this thing serves a goddamn purpose when you run it under a timer with someone else's drills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it'll be something like, is this good as a truck gun? Is this good as, you know, a car gun? Because that Recover Tactical is kind of small, got a small footprint when it's folded. Can I have that in the vehicle and get it up and in the fight? Or is it just going to be like cumbersome? Right. Like, is it just a range toward it? Yeah, it is like, go ahead.
I was going to say, because I have one, it's for a polymer 80. So unfortunately I would send it to you just if they don't send you one. But you know, the thing is it's kind of, I see they're kind of flimsy when compared to some of the other stuff that has like a real brace on it or something like that, but they're not terrible. And there's a video, I think, on the YouTube channel of me with a pull release trigger on it. And so,
okay. I was looking the Recover Tactical ones up. I was best.
And you know,
so it works.
Go ahead.
Well, I shot one at the last diversity shoot. One of my guys had it. And, I don't often shoot if we're really busy. And we cleaned up. We got everybody off the range. So it was only, our guys cleaning up the brass. And he was like, you want to get in on this real quick? So I just ran a mag through it and then reloaded using the next mag, you know what I mean, that was in the forward grip. And used that one, had to learn how to do that. That thing is wedged in there tighter than something tight. Talk about pulling it back. So it was wedged in there really tight, so I loaded it in. And I want to spend some time with it. I'm going to ask them for it. But if they don't get it to me in enough time that I don't look like someone with 10 thumbs trying to run it, because the class is not when you want to learn how to do something. At least you want to actually be able to change the mags and not look like an idiot because you're wasting time.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, Recover makes a ton of different ones. I mean, like the one I think I have is like, they're like $100 or something. They're like, it's just the clamshell one that goes around it, a little folding brace that has a little clip on it. But then they make like huge, like system ones too.
Well, so they seem a bit more minimalist than like the CA ones or the Mako ones. They seem way more streamlined and compact almost. Yeah,
they widen the gun out. I don't know, probably 3/4 of an inch total.
Right.
Because of the way they clamshell it in there, but they don't. I was happy with the one I have. It works good for what it is.
It's a poor man's Flux Raider almost.
That's exactly. I'm
not against that.
It's the Flux Raider we have at home.
Yeah, but that's all right.
Yeah, because I have to buy. I can't buy the Flux Raider kit. I have to buy the SIG in Jersey.
Right.
I can't buy the kit. So now we're talking $1,300 or more.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no.
Yeah.
No.
When you can buy a Recover Tactical for $100 or
a Mac.
Yeah. Sure. Well, that answers that. Dave, I know you did something and it was gun related, and even though it was work related, I know you did something. So you can tell us about that, but you can also tell us if you did anything else.
Well, it's funny. It was went out last Thursday. Thursday's my usual like shoot night, about like Tony's diversity shoots. Took the kid out and we had some fun with another buddy shooting a little bit, and actually had one of our high point HP-15 show guns. One of the ones that wasn't like going back in the show circuit. And I was like, I'll shoot this thing. I'll just pull another bolt out from another gun. Well, I was taking my 733 build, haven't shot it in a while, and for some damn reason, before going out shooting, I swapped bolt carriers around. I had a nickel boron bolt carrier in the 733, took it out, put in a gun that has suppressor capability and a go fast option on it. So I was like, yeah, let's do that. Pulled its bolt, threw it into the 733, go out to shoot, and it's like, this isn't running for crap. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Just fade feeds, fade eject, double feeds, just everything. I was like, screw it, I'm going to grab the high point. Like, I'll just swap firing pins real quick. Well, I pull my bolt out, and as soon as I touch my hands, they're just jet black. It was so filthy. I'm like, that might be the problem.
Might be the problem.
Be a little too dirty, Pull the firing pin out, throw it in the high point bolt carrier group, throw it in my 733, runs great. My son's dying and wants to try the high point because it's a 10.5-inch, pistol setup.
Right.
And can't get to shoot much at all, but a couple rounds. I'm like, you know what? I was like, I'm not here to diagnose this. This was a show gun, built as a show gun, got to the last minute before NRA in Atlanta. I was like, I don't care. I'm going to pull the bolt back, throw it back into mine, run it, deal with it later. So following further inspection, looking at it, like holding the rifle, the pistol, whatever, and I bring it up and I hear this tink. Like, ARs don't make noise and you move them.
They're not supposed to. Tink.
I'm like, that's tinking like my piston guns do. I'm like, what the hell? Mind you, again, these were show guns.
Uh-huh.
Show guns.
Yeah.
They got charged a lot and got, played with quite differently than being shot. Yeah, gas block was loose. I was like, son of a bitch. Had I realized it beforehand, I just would have tightened it up right there on the spot in the range.
Right. But you get stuff like that. I mean, like you said, it is a show gun, and you literally, it's like we threw this together not to function per se, but to take it to the show.
The last minute for us to have an NRA show for people to look at and play with. So they weren't shooting ready. I mean, we found out firsthand.
Probably didn't even have Loctite on the screws or the gas block.
No, it didn't. It was truly not meant to be shot.
Yeah.
So shocker, anybody that goes to NRA show or SHOT Show, a lot of the guns you play with, they're not meant to be shot.
No.
They're there for you to play with. That's it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's see, I got out last Wednesday, was it? I think it was. A weird day, but I was home, so I ran out. The weather was nice. I took a bunch of pistols. I had everything I took had something I had to review, is for a review, or that's not done yet. So it needed time through it. So spent a bunch of time shooting pistols, the Timber Creek 320 frame. I wanted to shoot it a few more rounds. So, it got like 200 rounds more through it. And then, nice. So then like Thursday, I wrote the review. So that review's up on the firearmsinsider.tv. I had the Bergara out. Then I had the Fusion XF Pro out. Then I had my Polymer 80 that has the new Trigger Tech Glock trigger in it.
How's that?
Oh, it's a 2.5 pound pull that has total pull on the thing is about 200 thousandths. The trigger movement compared to the Glock's 1/2 inch.
I think the Trigger Tech stuff's awesome.
And it's adjusted all the way down right now. You can adjust it up to like whatever. I figure I got to try the lowest extreme. Now for me, I'm probably going to turn it up a little bit. Because, like I said, it's at 2.5 pounds, and it's really nice. But for what I'll probably turn it up, and it has their click adjustment up to about like 4 pounds with the set of springs that's in it.
Right.
But they send the other springs. But yeah, which is nice because you pull the slide off, you just stick the Allen wrench in there and click, and you can adjust it up. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so I did that. There was I had like I said, a bunch of stuff to do. I got a TCRT target that I just keep shooting holes through. One of the reusable ones. And he sent a stand too. So that's always cool. I like reusable targets like that. So they're just paint them and just do whatever you want with them. And, I had one previously. It wasn't one of the TCRT ones because they weren't even available then. And I finally threw it away like about a year ago because it finally, the A zone, B zone, or the A zone, C zone was
shot out of it.
Oh yeah. They were just, I was like, finally, I'm like, no, this isn't worth saving. So yeah. So that's what I did. I mean, at least I did something, but yeah, there were some optics. There's a red dot. I was also 2 red dots that were from Primary Arms. One's their new GLX MD21, I think. And one is the RS10R, which is the RMR footprint RS10. And it's on the Fusion Firearms. So see, I got a 2-for-1 there. So
nice.
But yeah, so that's what I did. And announcements. Besides the Patriot Patch Co., which we love, and their Patch of the Month Club because they always make cool stuff. The Kinney Safe Alert that I did a review on last week, there is, if you use code GGR, you'll get like 10% off if you want to buy them. They are not waterproof, but what they say to do is just put them in a Ziploc bag if you want them in water. Figured I'd add that because it's movement and they don't care what they're doing. So yep. Those questions are answered, and it's not on the website yet, but probably by the time Friday you hear this, the codes will be up there. So that helps. Let's see. Oh, Rob's not here. So Tony,
we do it. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual co-hosts and do not reflect the official policy or position of the Firearms Radio Network and or their employers. This is not legal advice, nor should it be considered as such. Viewer discretion is advised. It's especially true on live shows. Florida man. So
I was going to say,
you want me to go ahead and read this?
What was that?
That was Florida man.
I was using my Rob voice. Yeah, that was Florida man, Rob. All right, I'll keep rolling. Primary Arms is our main topic, sponsored by Primary Arms. Primary Arms seeks to provide the best shopping experience for really my white voice for everything firearms. They have a smorgasbord of products from your favorite manufacturers, including a complete selection of rifles, handguns, firearm parts, ammunition, and shooting gear. Are you also looking for optics to deliver unbeatable quality without breaking the bank? Primary Arms Optics has you covered with everything from inexpensive red dots to top-tier magnified optics. Everything Primary Arms carry comes with a commitment to superior service, quality products, and an expert support team. Our Primary Arms product of the week is Vortex Optics Pro Rifle Clamp Tripod Mount. Ridiculously long name. Find everything you need by heading over to PrimaryArms.com. And our main product review today, Chad's going to come at us with a High Point 995P.
See, and another reason why Dave's here. But see, the nice thing was I was been putting off this review because one, I was like, okay, I need to get it done, but they aren't on the market yet. Well, what was it? 2 weeks ago, a month ago? Not even a month ago, right?
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago, I think we shipped the first batch.
Right. So they're actually on the market now. So I'm like, okay, I better do this review now because, so
they're available.
Yeah, they're available now. So, the High Point AR-15 review, which because nobody has any except for Dave, and his doesn't work because it's a show sample.
It works now, but yeah.
So, as you know, High Point's come out with a new pistol, or we call it that. Technically, I call it a pistol caliber pistol. Thanks to our,
you're not the only one.
Thanks to our old co-host, with the pistol caliber pistols. Yeah. Because it's like a PCC, but it's not. And it's, of course, Dave sent me one of the 995Ps. It is a pistol version of the High Point 995 carbine, hence the P at the end. I guess sometimes you got a P. So, hey, whatever. So you could technically call it a large frame pistol, not like Desert Eagle, but other style. Now, the 995P looks a lot like its big brother, the 995. Of course, major differences. Shorter barrel. It's now 3¼ inches compared to the 16-inch.
13¼ inches.
Yep. It is also threaded half 28, so you can accept 9mm muzzle devices or a suppressor. Since it's a pistol, of course, they cut off the stock and replaced it with a Picatinny rail adapter. Now, I'll go on more, but so it looks like a short carbine, but it's really a pistol. A little more on the pick rail adapter. The rear pick rail can be used for mounting various pistol braces, or at least ones that attach to these type of rails. Built into the pick rail is also a QD socket. That way you can put a sling on it, old school MP5 style sling push out for stability. I think Dave had a hand in that personally, but actually it's a good place for that, for a single point sling to put it if that's what you're using it. Now, I initially installed a Strike Industries dual folding brace because I had one. It worked fine, but because for people out there where High Point had to put the pick rail at the end, the length of pull was a bit too long. Fear not, High Point, though, has thought this out, and you can remove the pick rail by taking the screw out and unscrewing it. Now, of course, underneath this pick rail are some AR-15 buffer tube threads. This allows you to attach any buffer tube or pistol brace you want. I ended up with an SBA 3 brace since they are adjustable for length. Having the ability for both brace mounting options on the 995 is a very smart idea. I really appreciate that, Dave. So,
well, you're welcome.
and it's funny because I was like, oh, a pick rail, I can use all these things. And then I end up unscrewing it and using an SBA 3 brace. But hey, it works.
That's all right.
Now, more on the pistol itself. The High Point 995P comes with their plastic handguard Has a pick rail mounted on the bottom. It will look familiar if you've ever seen any of the other High Point carbines. The sights are also look familiar. Has a ghost ring rear with a hooded fiber optic front post. Rear sight is a whole system that can be removed from the receiver's top rail. I did remove the sight and added it in a red dot. First, of course, I added in the whole Tasco PDP on it with an airsoft periscope behind it. I mean, this is really because it was a High Point and I needed some Instagram street cred. I mean, come on.
See, you're trying to shit on it, but
well, the thing is yeah. I mean, it was funny, but that's about it. So it ended up with a Hollow Sun after that because, of course, why not? I used the red dot on the standard AR riser, and it puts the about the right height for everyday use. You could also technically probably mount one of these in front of the iron sights if you really wanted to, or I mean, there's some ways around.
Honestly, it's a little busy. Like, you can do that.
Right. It's busy.
Some builds, but it's a busy side picture then. Just
Very
pull the irons off or go tall.
That's, exactly. Yep. So
it's just too much.
Yeah. On the 99FP ammunition is fed through 10-round magazines. These magazines worked fine for me. High Point also sent me some Red Ball 20-round magazines. Surprisingly, they worked well also, because I know sometimes they can have problems, according to Tony. But the magazines are fed through the pistol grip of the 99.5P, just like most pistols. Pistol grip does not excite me, as it doesn't fit my hand very well, but some High Points aren't known for their super ergonomics.
Like small hand or something? Are you like a small hand guy?
Yeah.
Okay. I get that then.
I mean, it's not terrible, but it's just,
I got little hands.
Yeah, that's right.
I got little hands.
So the blowback operation of the 99FP helps make it simple to use. Left side charging handle that reciprocates. Handle can also be used to lock the bolt back by pushing it in toward the receiver, but only when the bolt's pulled to the rear. 99.5P will also lock back on an empty magazine. After the bolt lock backs on that magazine, you have to drop the magazine, insert a new one, of course, or don't if you don't want to, and then pull back on the bolt handle to release the bolt. So you can't, if the empty mag is in there, there's pretty much no way to get the bolt to go forward. I mean, maybe a hammer, but hey, I wouldn't recommend that. Now, another High Point, maybe, but not a hammer. Now, after having reviewed the High Point's 3095 carbine, I expected the 995P to be just as fun. I was correct. The 995 is so much fun to shoot, and it's accurate too. There's very little recoil, probably due to its weight being around 6 pounds. Iron sights are pretty good and super easy to use. However, a red dot makes the 995P even better. I ran a ton of rounds through it without any problems. 115 grains up to 147s. I didn't try any of the 165s I have because I'm running low, but it just kept chugging along. And I expected that, actually. Having the ability to use whatever type of pistol brace you want on it is a huge win for the 995P. Or just hook that single point sling on and use it that way. I did even put my subgun suppressor on it. Yes, it is quiet with subsonic ammo, or the 147s. 995P just ate it all without complaints. It really is just a fun range pistol. If you wanted a cheap short-barreled rifle, you could always pay the $200 tax stamp and throw stock on it. You'd still probably be at $500 total. I mean, you're really not. It would be kind of fun. So if you're in the market for a large frame pistol, the High Point 995P might just be what you're looking for. It's inexpensive and a whole lot of fun. The brace mounting system is top notch and gives you endless possibilities. But my favorite part about the High Point 995P is how much fun it is just plinking at the range. So you can find it over at High Point and various other places. Now, Firearms Insider Review key points. Claim to fame: large frame 9mm pistol with options. Target market: anybody wanting a less expensive 9mm pistol caliber pistol. Features and benefits. We probably went over most of these. Weight, overall length is 20.75 inches. The finish, it says it's black powder coat. High vis, light pipe, fiber optic front sight. Lifetime warranty. That's the lifetime warranty. It doesn't say this in this part, but it is made in the USA also. Other options available. You can get it in 45 ACP or 10 millimeter soon. That's soonish. I didn't find anything of what others were saying for stars. There is a link to another review on Athlon Outdoors. Price point MSRP is $379. You can find them for around $300. So there's a link to guns.com and KY Gunco. Those were one of the places that had them in stock at that particular time. So our
firearms.com and hit the link for the 95P. We have links there too.
Yeah. See the reasons why we bring Dave on. So our rating, the pros, it's configurable, the Picatinny and buffered tube options, the short length, it is made in the USA, and the price. Cons, the trigger pull, it's not terrible, but it's not fantastic, but hey, it's usable. The ergonomics for some people, and I know why this is, but it's 10 round magazine capacity. Yep, exactly. So I gave it a score of 7.5, which is good. And if you've listened to the show enough, you know we like high point carbines anyway. But I will say this thing was a lot of fun. I mean, it was, and I don't know if it was fun shooting, but it was also fun just screwing around. Like I made this thing longer than the high point carbine by putting that folding brace on it and my suppressor, which is like 10 inches long by itself. So, yeah. So I don't think you guys probably have any questions about it, or do you, Dave? You got anything to add that I may have forgotten? Because
no, not really. Well, other than the fact that the actual production runs have the
externally,
the new external extractor.
Yeah, right.
Or I'm sorry, ejector. Which runs with the firing pin, which everybody knows if you're familiar with high point firearms, our firing pins always stick out quite a bit when you lock the slide back to the rear because the firing pin doubles as your ejector. Now on the new 95Ps, that's now eliminated, not in your model, obviously, because it's technically pre-production run.
Right.
Which is pretty cool, and you will see that eventually in the other guns. It's going to take time. Don't ask us when. You'll see the 1095P and the 4595P before you'll see this add-on come up, or this feature show up in the carbines. But I think the 45s were looking like late June for the 45 models, I think.
So not too long.
No, and 10 mil should be pretty quick to fall after that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. But yeah, that's it. I mean, I like the thing, and it's kind of, and it's weird because the 3995 in 30 super carry has like 0 recoil because it's 30 super carry.
Yeah,
and I mean, not that this has a lot either with the weight and everything. But
it is even less. I mean, it's like a damn laser gun. And the 380 carbine's the same way.
Yeah,
they're so flat shooting. They're like laser gun accurate. It's insane.
Yeah, but this one is just, I don't know, this little shorter barrel just made it way more fun for me anyway. So that is the High Point 995P review. What do you got, Tony?
Yeah, so I look at these things because again, I have the High Tire Armory chassis. You cut off 3 inches of barrel. I think it's not quite 3 inches of barrel. I'm wondering if you can put it in this sucker, because this is my home defense firearm. It's sitting right here, ready to go. Well, but my whole thing is, you get something that short, you SBR it, you put it in something like that. If it'll work, I don't know if it'll work because it's real close.
Yeah,
but you throw a suppressor on it in that chassis as an SBR in like 45 or 9 with like 145, 140, bro, you got a pretty cool gun. Now, yes, you got 10 round mags. I'm sorry, but I trust the 10 round mags more than I do the 20 round red ball.
Right. And
I use the red balls like left and right. I've heard of people say that they've had issues with red balls. I have none. It's my go-to mags. Like I ran that thing at Moons Out 2025,
Yeah.
The 95P with nothing but red balls because I had them like sitting in a chest rig, pull them out, run them in, rip them out, stick the magnets to it, pull another one out. They run great, but I have heard people say they've gotten issues. Flip side is a lot of people don't know the red ball mags. They do lifetime warranty on their mags. So if you got issues with their mags, they'll take care of you on it.
Yeah.
See, I can. What do you call it? I didn't use them a lot because I got them here and then I had to ship them across the river.
Right.
In the PA. So the only time I got to try to run them was in a class, and it's like I'm not running mags I haven't used in a class.
Right. And I get that.
Yeah.
I'm just not. Yeah. So it's like I've heard there were problems. I had one hang up, but that couldn't. Again, brand new, first 20 rounds through. That could be anything. But I didn't have a long time to run it, so they don't get a fair shake with me because I live in a freaking restricted state.
Sure.
Now those 20.
Don't believe me. If I didn't live here, I'd be like, "Yo, Dave, send me like 5 of them so I can run this stuff."
Now those red ball mags are a little hard to load, but the High Point does come with a loader for it, so it does.
And if you don't have that, grab a damn upload, man. Those are like the best.
I mean, exactly, but. Yeah, so there is that. So that, like I said, that is the High Point 995P review. Now we're into the product spotlight and discussion. First up is same type of deal. They've released this now is the Car X9. MSRP is $549. And this is their new double stack small carry pistol.
Like a 365 kind of size?
Yeah, well, it is 365 size. Okay. And what kind of mags do you think it uses? 365 mags.
Oh.
Well, and Hellcat mags.
Yeah. And
Hellcat.
Oh, okay.
They're close enough that it uses both. I just know that it uses the P365 mags. So, like I said, it is a car. So if you don't know about them, they're basically a semi-auto pistol. Smooth, long, double action pull. I mean, is what it feels like. It's like shooting a kind of like a revolver that doesn't have a 12-pound pull on it. I mean,
old 5906.
Yeah. If somebody knows what they are,
yeah, right. I'm probably aging myself with that one.
Exactly. Well, you couldn't find your glasses earlier, so you aged yourself with that.
Dick.
Well, the thing is I have to wear glasses because I'm nearsighted, so I can't see, so I don't lose them as much. Otherwise, yeah, I'd lose them all the time. But it's a polymer frame. I'll give you the specs and some of the other stuff. 3.54 inch barrel, length is 6 1/8 inches, height is 4 3/8 inches. It's 1 inch wide, weighs 17.6 ounces. Black stainless slide, of course, comes with white bar dot combo sights. Optics cut. Yeah, that's another big advantage. For the Holo Sun K footprint or RMSC. Comes with 1 10-round magazine, 1 finger rest extension, 2 sleeves, base locks, and base locks for the 15-round magazine. Limited lifetime warranty, of course. Basically, it's got front and rear serrations. The front ones are pretty small because it's a small pistol. It has an accessory rail, of course, so you can put a light on it if you're looking for it. Basically, it has all the stuff that normal things do. They make, like I said, they have a flush fit magazine. They have a finger rest. Then they have a sleeve for 15-round magazines and a sleeve. You can use the 17-round X macro mags with the sleeve and a base lock. All of these kind of converting it to and from whatever you're looking for. But yeah, I saw it and I like the Car Firearms, and for one reason is they're thin. They're and they're small. They're tiny. And this thing is not large by any means. And now that they're making it, comes with 2 mags. Granted, I'd like 3, but it's optics cut. And I'm used to, I mean, I carry a CM9 most of the time anyway. The car CM9, which is their super micro one that holds 6+1.
Shit.
And well, that's because it's tiny. I mean, it's literally, you can stick it in a pocket. So this is basically going to be close to the same thing, just a teeny bit wider. And I don't have the luxury of optics cuts or anything else. I'm like, hey, you know, and the trigger is something you got to get used to, but it's just like any gun. You got to get used to a Glock trigger. You got to get used to a 1911 trigger, and it's never going to be a 1911 trigger. But yeah, it's you just pull it and it goes bang. That's pretty much how I look at it. You guys got anything on this thing?
I mean, my experience with cars is pretty limited, and it's only been on their smaller size guns, and with that, I find them extremely snappy.
Right.
So this is kind of one of those ones where it's like, if you're really interested in it, man, see if you can find a gun shop that's got it in like a rental.
Shoot it.
And shoot it first. I mean, that's the problem with like, even when like the LCPs and all those the pocket pistols came out, with like everybody was hot to buy them, but then you realized they were shit to shoot them or uncomfortable to shoot them.
Yeah, nobody likes shooting them.
Yeah, so it's like, if you can truly, really, truly, I bought most guns that ever even just looking at it, just bought it. It's like, oh, cool, I hope I like it, and then usually do. But something like this, when you get this small stuff, man, see if you can find it to shoot it first, because you may not like the way it feels.
Right.
You know,
because they're
tactically
definitely not beginner guns.
Did you tactically fondle this over SHOT Show?
Yes.
I was not fucking impressed with it.
I mean, I wasn't super impressed with it, but I'm not looking at it from the stand of is it supposed to impress me? I will say, for me, a 365, a stock small 365, feels better than the car does.
So I'm sitting there, right? Because my hands are bigger, so that is not going to be a gun for me anyway, right?
Yeah, remember?
I'm talking to exactly. Yeah. So I'm talking to Justin Moon, right? I'm talking to the owner of the company, and he's like, "Yeah, check it out, blah blah blah." And I'm holding the thing, and I'm holding it like a teacup, like I'm having freaking tea with the queen.
No, you're probably holding it with two fingers out. You're with your hands,
and I'm like, this is not for me. But I'm trying to, understand. They're like, yeah, it takes Hellcat mags, it takes freaking PT 365 mag. And I'm like, okay, maybe it would change for me if you put the 15 or 17 rounds from the, X macro.
Yeah.
And now I have a full grip on my hand. Now that will make a difference. I was pulling the trigger, and I understand I'm using SHOT Show gun. So maybe it's broken in, maybe it's not broken in. But I'm like, dude, I thought the trigger was better than this. You know what I mean? I thought the trigger was smoother than this. It seems a little heavy.
And that's the thing is,
check it out.
The ones I've shot and the one I have, it's not the X9, but it's not super heavy. I mean, I think mine has like a 6.5 pound trigger pull, but it's pretty consistent. It's, which isn't compared to a Glock, supposedly 5.5 or 4.5. Yeah. It's more, but yeah, I get what you're saying, because I think the one I remember feeling at SHOT Show also, I didn't think the trigger was that great in it, but I also have one that has tons of rounds through it. So,
right. It's well worn in and feels pretty decent.
Exactly. And yes, it's super snappy, and I shoot it because, well, I carry it. That's the only reason I shoot it now and then.
Yeah.
Because I got to still be proficient with it. Otherwise it's useless. And these tiny guns, I wouldn't recommend them to a lot of people. I mean, you guys, because you guys are going to know how to shoot them and not have any problems with them. But if you took like a newer shooter or something, I'd be like, no, don't buy one of those.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Buy a Hellcat.
This is not the guns you start with.
Yeah.
Don't allow the weight and it's thin and it doesn't weigh much. No.
And if you took a physics class, you understand that lightweight. Exactly. So that is the new car X9 from their X series. And so I stuck another knife in here. I think I think maybe last time Dave was on, we had a tenable knife in the show notes too. And
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's Tenable Dave now or something.
Nice.
I'm serious. I kind of want a couple of their knives. I know they're made in China, but I don't care.
Well, I mean, yeah, it depends on what steel they're made out of, and yeah. So, like I said, this one is the Tenable Par, and it is an outdoor fixed blade, black G10. They have a few different models. I put the G10 handle with the rose coated. It has 14C 28N blade steel. It's a Jonathan Styles design, which means nothing to me.
Yes, yeah.
It does come with a little pocket sheath. It's kind of, I'll just go down through here. So it's a little small, they call it an EDC fixed blade, of course. That's kind of what I would call it too. Some of the options have micarta on the scales. Now, it's a 3.12 inch blade, so it's short. Overall length is 6.38 inches. The thickness of the blade is 0.137. It is a reverse tanto, so it's useful for cutting stuff and stabbing stuff, I guess. Flat ground. Like I said, this one's rose gold coated, but
I like it.
Yeah, it weighs 2.34 ounces. There's not much to it. It's got a little finger choil, maybe 2 if you count it as that, but I'd say 1.5. It does have a lanyard hole if that's something you're looking at. It looks like it's got halfway decent jimping on the front. I don't hate it, and it's $48.89. I don't know what shipping is, but
$50 part. Yeah.
Yeah, because like, yeah, and the blade steel is something like this is probably decent enough. It's not an S35 or something like that, but
it's not 35V, but it's also not Smith and Wesson,
and it's also exactly, and it's also $50.
It's not Smith and Wesson's way better at that point, even for $50.
Yeah, and I have a couple knives that have 14C28 steel in them, and I don't hate them. And I mean, they've served me fine. Now I do like the only thing I don't like about it is I would like a deeper choil or something, because it's a utility EDC fixed blade. So if you are stabbing something with it, I would like that a little better. But hey, there's a bunch of different styles out there. If you can pick one of these up and feel it for $50, you might just buy one.
Bucks, man.
Yeah, exactly. And then
$50 makes it really forgiving for a lot of shortcomings.
Exactly. And I'm not saying it's bad. I just saying that this could be, for some people, it could be a flaw. Like the Civivi that Civivi sent me, their fixed blade, it's similar, different blade style, but it's got more of a guard on it. So like if you're stabbing something with it, you might slip less. But like
how much do you generally stabbing with your knives from day to day?
And like, we're not going to talk about
cutting tape off cardboard from Amazon packages.
We're not going to talk about that right now, because the backhoe is just cooling off. Okay.
Nice. Yeah, I look at knives like this again for that price point, even if you're getting it like that, because I think you can still get discounts and everything else. Look, most knives, I work in a freaking maximum security prison where dudes get shanked to death with toothbrushes and friggin' a piece of wire they got off the fence. So I have to laugh when people freaking just get freaking wet in their panties over the type of steel in a knife for self-defense. I'm like, dude, shut up. They used the link off the fence. They sharpened it and stripped their drawers and strips and wrapped their drawers around it as a handle. And you're telling me you need some coal-forged, cryogenic, fucking mammoth tooth steel. Just get over your freaking selves, man. God, you're sick of me. The most thing you're ever going to do is cut open your Amazon package with the thing, a freaking cut your freaking sandwich with some fruit.
Oh yeah,
And you assholes act like you need a samurai sword made by a 5th generation goddamn metallurgist.
You might cut a steak with it if you're high class.
Mike, I've cut a few sandwiches and half kids, my pocket knives. That's about it.
Well, I use my pocket knife a lot if I have leftover meat and take it to work with me.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any sharp knives there that'll cut anything. So I just end up using my pocket knife. I usually wipe it off first to make sure it's clean, but
same
usually. But boxes,
So again, this would be fun. This would be perfect.
It really would be. It really would be. So that is the tenable par knife. I think Tony explained it best. We can't top that.
That hurt. Oh my God, that was so funny.
Yeah. So that takes us over to XS Sights, and for over 25 years, XS Sights has helped you get on target faster. Maybe we should get Jeff to make us but we'll send him one of these knives and see if he can put a set of sights on it for us. Then we know where to aim. They offer tritium sights in all different types and styles. Low light is no longer an obstacle. Most options come with a brightly colored photoluminescent ring around that tritium. That colored ring makes them work great in the daylight also. XS Sights has sight styles for everyone. Big dots, ghost rings, standard notch post, minimalist, suppressor height, all offering those tritium options. Available for a plethora of firearm types from shotguns to handguns, XS Sights has you covered for all your low light sighting needs. Now, our XS Sights product of the week are the DXW Big Dot Night Sights for car. I wonder why I put those in there. Now, if you use code GGR20, you can get 20% off almost everything over at xssights.com. So next up, the Ruger new Mark IV 2245 Light. MSRP is $739 on this thing. And I don't really know exactly. I put it in here because I wanted honest, feedback on it, because I like the 2245 lights. I will say that.
Yeah. They're good series guns.
Yeah, and the Mark IV series, of course, with the one pin removal, you can actually put them back together.
Yeah, that's super sweet.
It's great. It looks like basically the new style. They have a fixed pick rail on top that you can still see the iron sights through over. So you can put an optic on it without having to do anything to it. Looks like they updated. It's got like flats and some ports, not ports, but through holes so you can see the barrel through the shroud. I mean, they didn't do a bunch to it.
It's got Homer Simpson speed hole technology.
That's right.
Ooh, speed holes.
Yeah. Of course, it's 10+1. The one in the show notes is champagne anodized. Whatever. They have some dealer or distributor exclusives that have some pretty cool colors and look a little different. But either way, you get the idea. Adjustable rear sight, polymer grip frame, of course, with their checkered 1911 style grips. The barrel on these is 4.4 inches. It is threaded half 28, so you can put muzzle devices or suppressors on it. Overall length is 8.4 inches. It's 1.22 inches wide. It weighs 25 ounces. If it tells you anything, 25 ounces compared to that car at 17 ounces. And when this shooting 22 long rifle and the car shooting 9mm, you get the idea. It's 5.5 inches high, 1/16 twist barrel. I mean, that's pretty much all there is really new in it is kind of the looks. It's the same Mark IV 2245 pistol. Yeah, I like these things. One of these days, maybe I should get one of the new, 4 series, because
that's where I'm at too. One of these, I should get one. I need one.
Because I have one of like a Gen 2 or 3, or I don't even know which one I have, but it doesn't have the removable grip panels, so it's probably a 2. And it works fantastic, but it's just kind of one of those things. It's like, I just never really upgraded it. You guys got anything, Tony?
Yeah, my guys, I shoot the police competition once a month, and I have my Ruger SR22. And every now and again, Jamie and his brother show up and they bring these.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, thank goodness they do it with a red dot because their gun is so much easier to shoot because it is designed to shoot competitions to be a very, very accurate 22 pistol. And they can kick my butt easy. I mean, they outscore me usually by 100 points. It's just a better gun built for plinking. Now it's twice the amount of money MSRP, I think.
Right.
But really, for that twice the amount of money, I believe you get twice the pistol. You get twice the capability with less work. So if I was to do it over again, I would probably spend the money on this if I was only going to shoot competition. But the reason I got the SR22 was just so I could have a almost modern self-defense pistol type handling.
Right.
You know, with a moving slide and everything else that I could teach someone without having to recoil a loud noise and use a 22. But if you're going to get a 22 pistol and you just want to teach someone to shoot with, and then you can just grow this into everything from a plinker to a hunting gun to a competition gun, this is the way to go. And now that they're easy to take down with one button, they're easy to clean, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Dave's
Hello,
daughter.
young lady. How are you today?
We got trouble. Hello.
Hi.
Say hi to the audience. Yeah, exactly. It's not just Tony and I.
All right, get out of here, trouble.
And now Dave's trying to choke her with the wire from the
from the headphones. Yeah, right.
Uh,
Hi, baby girl.
Dude, that little girl has all the energies.
All of it. All the energies, like everywhere. Yes.
We know we know why Dave has guns and works for a gun company. he's got a daughter.
And she likes to shoot too.
Yeah, see, that's trouble because that'll cost you a lot of money.
Dude, right.
So, you know, we can't really say much more about it. I mean, I love my old school 2245. So that's the new version. And next,
good, I like it.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how we all are. Next up, I heard about this and I was like, you know, I could care less as an ACOG mount, but I do think I know what I need it for. It's the Staker Precision side ACOG mount, which is why it's called the SAM. MSRP is $142.69. And this is exactly what it says. It, instead of mounting your like red dot at the angle 45 or third or whatever degree you decide to, this one sets your ACOG off to the 45 degree angle or whatever it whatever it works to be. And you think of this and I look at it and I'm like, why would you ever want to do that? But then you got to think, okay, a lot of the time we're looking at, you're using this thing and you're using the red dot or prism or whatever 1X optic you're using. And when do you need higher magnification? Maybe to identify a target or shoot something farther out, but how often do you actually do that compared to what a red dot will do? And that's why I see how it's useful, you know, and lots of things use a T1, T2 mount to mount stuff. So I look at this and I'm like, I'm not going to put an ACOG on it, especially at the price of an ACOG. But what I do know that might work fantastic on here is one of the Primary Arms 5X prisms. Because see, then you got 5X, so you get,
and I'm sure Primary Arms 5X prism weighs like half as much as an ACOG.
Oh, probably. But see that when I looked at this and I was like, oh, wait a second. Why put an ACOG out there, especially but I'm like, I could see a use for having the higher magnification off to the side instead of the red dot. I'm not saying everybody can see that, but it's there. Bless you.
Thank you.
but it is there. So I was like, I can see where people would maybe want this option. Then you don't have to do a flip to center or anything like that, or do like a red dot with a magnifier. It's really all just about choices that you might want. But I could see how, most of the time you're shooting with a red dot, but if you needed to identify something at 500 yards or shoot at something at 500 yards, you could roll it over. And if you got a 5-power, prism on there, small one, micro prism, you could do both. And then use the stuff up short. That's my thoughts. So I didn't think it was terrible. Like, I could see how some people make fun of it. So I don't know. What do you think, Dave? You going to make fun of it?
Entirely? No. I mean,
Exactly.
would I buy it? Absolutely not. I'm not going to buy it. I have no problem either running an LPVO with a 1X, pistol dot on the side, or even I've seen somebody else made one where they have their red dot mount is even taller now, and it's opened up so you can have a 5X behind it, but still at normal heights. Here's the thing. You do you.
Right.
If you like this, if you think this is cool, go for it, rock it. I don't care. Clearly these guys that designed it thought this was a really cool, good idea.
Right.
And then maybe answer a problem they thought they had. I don't know. But again, you do you. That's just it,
Right. And that's kind of how I feel too. I'm like, I can see how some people might want to use this. I mean, I'd probably just throw an LPVO on it. And
I've got stuff like that. I've got a Neotech with a magnifier sitting in a 193. That is the flip to center,
right?
Like the Unity thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if I was really gonna like that. I love it. I like it more than the flip to side.
Yes. I'm with you on those. The flip to center type.
Flip to center is awesome. But at the same time, like I said, I have another one that is an LVPO. And it cants it to 45 degrees with a
dot.
Gideon.
Yeah,
got a Gideon like the RMR style dot on there. That works great too. So if this fits for you, you want to do this, you want an ACOG or, like I said, a lighter prism, which I think would be better.
Yeah.
But whatever, man.
Yeah.
If you like it, go for it.
What do you got, Tony? You were holding your fingers up, or you were just thinking.
That's it. I have nothing to say. Gay. It's gay. It's so very gay. All right. Now.
And no, I gotta pause Tony for a second. And he would know because he's a Marine.
What?
That it's gay.
It's gay.
Oh, that is gay? Okay, fine. I'm good with that. It's Pride Month. Happy go lucky. This is our little award for Pride Month. It's gay as hell. All right. My problem with it is this. It's not the fact that if you want to use this, be as dopey as you want to be. All right. Because you're changing everything. Now, understand, we've watched this happen. You have to have a red dot. And then you have to have a freaking magnified. All right. And then you have to have a magnified here and a red dot at a 45-degree angle, or iron sights at a 45-degree angle. Now we're at a 30 freaking degree angle. And it's like, oh, and then now it's like, oh, you want one on top of the other so you don't have to change your cheek well. But now you're changing your cheek well for a long distance shot. Now you're shooting sideways with your gun. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Tony.
Does every new damn thing come down the pipe? You just jump on it like a freaking slut with a dick?
Tony's off the rail today.
No, because this is the second thing I saw. Now, I saw something earlier. They had on a Reptilia. This is on Brass Facts, whatever his name. He had a Reptilia mount with like a 2-inch riser with a prism in front and then a red dot behind, looking between the legs of the high-rise mount. And I'm like, we have LPVOs now. Oh, they're easy to break. Shut up.
But
maybe if you don't use your rifle as a hammer.
But people get so stupid and tied up in this shit where they don't like LPVOs hardcore for some dumbass reason why. They think a red dot and fixed prism is better. It's like, I've used it all. It doesn't fucking matter. Just use what you like. But that's the whole point of this.
You have to use it.
Media shit is draw you into thinking you got to buy and need this other shit. But yeah, just use the shit you've got. I mean,
and that's what annoys the heck out of me because people I'm the gun guy at work, right? I'm the gun guy at work, so I see every level of the firearms ownership from the dude that went, look, I've only used my issue firearm. You know what I mean? I've only shot the one they issued me, iron-sighted AR. I'm thinking about building my own AR, and I'm watching these videos, and it's just a freaking dump of info. Like, well, you never want to LPVO because that's ridiculous. It's too heavy and it's too fragile.
No night vision. Yeah. With LPVO.
Oh, night vision, blah, red dot. And I'm like, and I'm listening to him. Oh, you got to have a laser. You got to. Hey, guy, stop. One, most people still use iron sights. Red dot is really, and the red dots are to the point now. You don't have to drop $700-800 to get one that's really good for you as a civilian firearms owner. That runs it at the range a couple of times, and you can use it for self-defense. If you have stigmatism, you can use a prism. You can use a prism that's magnified. You can do a 1, a 1.5, a 2. You can probably even do a 3 in your house because really, it's still okay.
Yeah.
It's not crazy.
Well, and
then you get... Go ahead. Now, my whole thing about canting the thing at a 45-degree angle, great, but what if I'm shooting from the other side?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have me shoot offhand, but now should I have one on each 45-degree angle?
Yes!
For you,
yes.
Because I'm looking at the Hydra, right? Because I got to have something like this, right? I got to have one in the middle, and I got to have one on the side in case I'm shooting left and right. And I'm looking at the video that these guys have on it. I'm like, that was a meme we did in the freaking 2000s, bro. That was a meme from 2010 that we used to goof on. And now somehow I'm supposed to take this seriously. Yeah. Chill the frick out. All right. You ain't doing all that bull crap. Now you can have a flip up. You can get this if you want to get this. But understand the amount of money you're dumping in something like this. Yeah. You got to run it first. Not just because somebody else said it's a good idea, because my old partner used to say, yeah, I don't know what you say about it, but it's got great nutritional value. And I was like, what? Yeah, the more you buy, the better his kids eat. That's
a pretty fair
when
point.
It comes to this. So get what you want, but have a real reason, not a damn marketing. Because I was watching a video and I'm like, oh my God, this is the silliest of people that can't drain spaghetti and they need a new thing to drain spaghetti. So you're watching an infomercial at 3 o'clock in the morning. It seems like a good idea. Great, use it if you wanna, but stop. You don't need this. You don't need any of them. You get behind the damn trigger and shoot the damn gun. Oh, and then they were like, oh, night vision, if you have it doubled up, stop. Do you have night vision?
Dave does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dave has night vision and he ran a damn high point.
During a match.
Moons out, goons out doing a competition.
Uh-huh.
All right, and he didn't have this catty corner bullshit.
Aim point. Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, see, if that doesn't tell you something, he's got night vision, but he's running a high point pistol.
Oh, hell yes, I was. It was great. People loved it.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about advertising. See, something like you did, it's great advertising because you took, it's a serious match for the most part.
Oh, yeah.
And you took your night vision, of course, and a high point, and probably your echelon or something. I don't know what kind of pistol you had.
No pistol, just
it's just
primary rifle.
Okay. Yeah. So, but yeah, I could see how some people might want this because there's so many things with flip ups, side mounts. So I put it in here because I figured nothing else. It's great.
No, it's worth to show it off. It's worth to talk about it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
this is more Reddit. This is more Reddit conversation, man. That's all right there.
Yeah.
This is Superman versus Batman, and you don't really own one, but you're telling people about how great a concept. Look, if you want to get it, but run it and know what you're talking about. Don't get behind it because you just don't want to feel bad because you may have wasted your money or had a better choice.
Well, here's the thing I'll throw out there. So, I ran LPVO for years on my my ACR that I SBR'd. Ran some 3-gun matches, ran some zombie matches, won some shit with it. And that was running a 10.5 inch setup too, because I SBR didn't care. And then I got rid of took the LPVO off, put on another gun, went back to Neotech. And fast forward to now, I've got another 16-inch gun. I put LPVO on it. And I was like, you know what? Let's put a 45-degree red dot on it. It's the Gideon I have. And yeah, it's cool, but at the same time, I don't need it because I ran my LPVO for years. That occasionally, flipping it from 1 to 4, 1 to 6, whatever it was. Yeah, that throw lever was really hard to throw, man. It was really, really difficult to switch that adjustment to change my acquisition of my targets from close to long range. It was really hard.
Yeah.
Really, really hard. Now I have that 45 degree. I'm so much faster. I just leave it on 6. Well, then why don't you just put a 6 power on it? An 8 power, 10 power.
Yeah, fixed. I mean, well, see, that's where
just run your shit. More importantly, just run your shit. Like,
that's the one. That's the thing is like you said, you could just put a fixed 5 or 6 power prism or scope or whatever you want, and then the side red dot or whatever. Yeah, So
now look, everything comes through. Love it. Excuse me. I'm glad somebody's out there that got it. If you want to use it, use it. I'm not going to try to crap on the company.
Yeah.
Understandable. But very rarely does something come through to you go, hold up. Now, I can say right now, those Triclops sights, that was freaking a game changer for me. I was able to shoot with it, stigmatized, small in the red dot, yada, yada. All the things I said in review.
And if you look at them, you're like, this might be a gimmick, but they aren't. Yeah.
So my whole thing with a lot of this stuff is if you need it or if you think you need it or if you want to buy it just to check it out, do so.
Yeah.
But most things ain't the next greatest thing that you're going to be the first person on that ride. No. I mean, right now, even that new optic Glock came up with in January at SHOT Show, I haven't heard anybody talking about it since SHOT Show. So remember, when you hear all these people spewing all this stuff about the COA or whatever it is, the COA, they couldn't get their lips around it quick enough. It's the 6th month of the year and you don't hear anything about it at all. So take that into account when you're looking at all these testimonials from your favorite gun tubers and understand. Why don't you go back over from last year's SHOT Show, go back from 2023 SHOT Show and see how many things they talked about since 2023 of the great new thing that came out. If you only saw it when they were doing the media thing, then it was a friggin' flop. Spend your money how you want to spend your money. If you want to be the gun dude that gets the newest damn thing, go ahead, because you probably still got a bunch of key mod at home too. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, I guess that covers the Stinker Precision Sight ACOG mount.
Y'all caught me on a bad day, bro.
So Tony,
this is great. Are you kidding me? This is awesome.
So Tony, because you're having a great day, it's time to be rusty.
VZ grips been manufactured. Rusty hate when I do it because he sounds like Sam Elliott. He sounds like Sam Elliott when he talks.
Yeah.
I fell off a horse carrying my gun on top of a hog in a river and bent my lever action. VZ Grips has been manufacturing handgun grips since 2003 with a reputation for quality, consistency, and innovation. Top-tier manufacturers choose VZ Grips. They come in a variety of styles, patterns, colors, and are manufactured from proprietary G10 micarta carbon fiber or polymer. Available in various degrees of texture, VZ offers a wide range of grips for all different firearm types. Made in the USA, VZ Grips give you the grip you can count on. Feature grip of the week, VZ Operator 2 for the Ruger Mark IV 2245. See what you did there. Coupon code, you're doing a rustic. Coupon code GGR15 gets you 15% off handgun and rifle grips at vzgrips.com.
That was a terrible Rusty impersonation.
Thank you.
Sounded like Tony.
Thought you'd be taller. Roadhouse.
Exactly. So we don't have any listener feedback, so Tony can tell us something about diversity shoots.
The Second Amendment is for everyone is now a charitable organization done last night.
Congratulations.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
So Second Amendment is for everyone. 2A, 4E is the official name. The second is for everyone. Diversity Shoots is something that I do. That's the event I host. But the name of the charity, I wanted to reflect 2A4E and the logo we have. So that's what we're doing. Kicked off last night. Awesome sauce. I only have the last bit of accounting stuff to do. So we got that set up. But yeah, I have the federal number. I have the state number for the charitable organization and his own, like Donkey Kong. In for a penny and for a pound. I've been telling you guys for a while, but it's a go. Got to thank my boy Angelo. He was the one that kicked me in the ass. He went and made all the phone calls. He hooked up with CNJFO and their guy that set them up. And pretty much they were like, Tony, you said you're ready to go after NRA, mother effer. Well, guess what? We're pushing you down this effing hill. And that's what they did. And it's on, man. So thank you for everybody that stood behind me, beside me, dragged me along, helped out with this. We're going to start that. We're going to put together a couple campaigns. I'll probably get together with Dave. We want to set it up so we have a steady stream of contests, giveaways, raffles. We just trying to keep the money coming in because we got FenCon coming up. We have goals coming up. And I want to get some really cool prize packages out there. So when I go on podcasts, because I'm going to do a whole tour of different podcasts and different shows, and I'm going to be releasing our show too. So got a lot going on. And June 19th, we have a diversity shoot. So on Juneteenth, we're hosting a diversity shoot at Gunfire High Range in Woodland Park. Hope everybody comes out. Also, John Petrolino just released an article yesterday on our shoot that we had. Dr. Kim Burke from the Rutgers Gun Violence Research Center. They actually came out and she got some trigger time and shotguns, not for the first time, but for the first time that she wasn't afraid. She got some trigger time. So when people were lambasting me going, why'd you show the liberal leftist people that are propagandizing us? Dude, we can't sit in our own echo chamber and talk to people all the time. Now, this woman worked for 7 years to be a part of this study that she's doing and to be a doctor at Rutgers. But she had a good time. She shot guns. I didn't maybe change her politically, which I'm not trying to do, but I'm trying to get her to understand firearms are an inanimate object and what the person is that handles them dictates what goes on, and also explain to her how obstacles are being put in just regular citizens' way that's not keeping anyone safer. And she was willing to sit there and listen to us. She took notes. She had conversations with us. And funny part is Mike Sedini will be here in Jersey this year speaking with the Rutgers Gun Violence Research. And I'm like, really? They're going to bring Mike from Vegas, but they're not going to bring me from Jersey. All right, cool. Thank you. Really appreciate it, but whatever. So Mike's going to be there. So at least they open their eyes and they're able to talk to people and have conversations and know we're not all monsters. So I think we're doing good work with my volunteers in the ranges I work with. Thank you, everybody. If you want to donate, you can still. I mean, you still got the stuff up, but now all of a sudden it's going to become a charitable donation. So we're going to be setting that up. I'm actually having that conversation tomorrow. So thank you again for everybody that believed in the work we do, that's assisted in the work we did, that's promoted the work we did. Now we took it up to that next level with charity.
Yeah. So you heard, don't forget, you heard it here first. Imagine that.
You heard it here first. Imagine that, but you won't hear it until Friday.
No, there's people watching live that heard it first.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
And who knows?
Yeah, okay.
So yeah.
Oh, four, almost 5 now. 4 watching.
Yeah. Dave, since Tony's done, and you're kind of a guest, but kind of not. Where can they find you? Or do you not want to be found? Okay, where can they find the place you work?
Yeah, you want to follow High Point, highpointfirearms.com. All the links are there, all the social shit, because we do it all. It's all there. I just even shared your review again while we were talking about it.
Hey, sweet. Sweet.
On Facebook, I think on X.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to follow me and all my dumb shit, well, we will name there Kowalker 47.
Yeah, you got to go watch the videos until they pull it or something, because we talked about knife rants or something because it's YouTube. But either way, so
hold on, Dave, your podcast, bro.
Oh yeah,
you have a podcast?
I do have a podcast. Yeah, I don't do it live because I don't want to deal with all this YouTube bullshit. So no, me and my buddy, we just record everything. So we show guns and flash guns, and I post it up there. It's called the Live Fire Media Show. It's on YouTube. It's on Rumble. I've actually got it on Apple Podcasts, and I'm getting it on the Firearm Radio News Network. That's upcoming soon. Got a lot of details to fill out with that because it's a total like side gig I have fun doing with. So I don't put a whole lot of effort into it. So it takes me a while before I do new things. Like Sean hit me up the other week, was like, dude, you should have this on the Fire and Radio News Network. I went, okay, how? He sent me a link. So I'm slowly working.
Yeah, Sean will help you out. It's super easy once to put it on the Firearms Radio Network. It's like, and Sean has worked on it. So it's easy to upload it. That kind of stuff. And as long as you come out with one more than every solstice, you'll top Tony.
I mean, we record. I record pretty much every week. We've only stopped a couple different times if you're like shot. We didn't record.
Right.
Record. I mean, crap like that. But we've done. This week will be 14th or 15th episode.
Who's your co-host?
Yeah.
Or host?
Hunter Elliott, rangehunt.com.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a buddy I met years ago, and most times I feel like he and I are like complete opposites on shit. That's exactly why we talked about doing it, just because we're so like bipolar to each other on
right
on ideas and shit.
It's pretty cool, though.
Dots, I said Tony's one of our biggest listeners.
Yeah,
So I listen all the time, and it's like, Dave loves when people ask him on social media about parts fit for High Point.
Yeah,
and Hunter loves timbers, and Hunter loves timbers. So you should really ask him. And also, I got our new podcast. What is it called? Locked, Cocked, and Unfiltered. So that we need about 5 more people to actually follow us so we can do live YouTube when we record. So if you can go and check that out and follow us there. It's me, Clayton, and Chris, and Firearms Instructors. And pretty much you get me just like you get me here. So ain't nothing different. If you just want to hear me yell at different people.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
You get.
I mean, I think that's how everybody is. I mean, Dave, you probably get him, but you get Dave.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's the same.
Dave is the same on here as he is in person. The only difference is he doesn't give you beer. I mean,
right.
I mean, that's really the only difference.
He gave you beer?
Yeah.
He gave you beer?
Yeah, I give you water because you're just like Parks, man. You need the water.
Yeah. See, I looked like I needed beer. Well,
at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Thanks for showing up at short notice.
Absolutely.
Talking about a High Point or something. You can find us everywhere at Firearms Insider. You can send us questions, comments, feedback to gungearreview@gmail.com. You can subscribe also everywhere. I mean, podcasts are found. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's still active, kind of. Don't forget to visit the Firearms Insider at firearmsinsider.tv. That's where the reviews are, and links to everything you want to know or need to know, like the podcast. If you want to save some money on stuff, it's all there. Don't forget to check out our great sponsors. And as always, thank you for listening to the largest pound for pound podcast on the network. And we are out.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
This podcast has been a production of the Firearms Radio Network. For more, visit firearmsradio.net.